Hello students, welcome to another session of online class on module 4. So today we are discussing about a linear transformation, which is another property of matrices. So moving into the objective, today we are going to learn about a linear transformation, what is the definition of linear transformation, and some basic linear transformations such as stretching, rotation, reflection and projection. And also we will discuss how to represent the transformation, the general transformations on polynomial space or some other spaces using matrices. In this one we will discuss about how to represent differentiation and integration. Also we will discuss some problems related to this one. So the definition of linear transformation says that for all numbers c and d, all vectors x and y. So c and d are any numbers, real numbers, and x and y are any vectors. Then if the matrix multiplication satisfies the rule of linearity, this you have studied transformation. If it is linear, t of cx plus dy will be c into t of x plus d into t of y. This you might have studied in your signals and systems also. So similarly here the transformation is multiplication by matrix. So here A is the matrix. So A into cx plus dy, if it can be written as c into ax plus d into ay, then we can call that this is a linear. So matrix multiplication is by default linear. So any operation, any transformation by multiplying with the matrix is always linear. That's why it is called a linear transformation. So every transformation t of x that meets this requirement is called a linear transformation. So by default matrix multiplication satisfies this one. So multiplying by a vector or a matrix A always holds this relation, and that is why the matrix A does a linear transformation over the given space. So we'll see some of the basic linear transformations as we discussed. The first one is stretching. So in stretching, the matrix required for the transformation is C0, 0, C for two-dimensional vector space, and the operation, for example, C0, 0, C into any given vector x1, x2 gives a Cx1, Cx2. Means in x direction it is stretched, and in y direction also it is stretched. So we will see this one in animation, this one in GeoGebra. So I have taken three variables c, and u1, u2 are the components of the vector. So this is the vector u. So I can decide any vector in any space in negative or positive or any axis. So I am taking any general vector u here. This is mentioned by 3.5, 2.5. This point is 3.5, 2.5. So coming back here, so our operation is C0, 0C into x1, x2. So I have to multiply it with the matrix C0, 0C. So we'll show here I have taken a matrix here which consists C is the value here 1.4. So C0, 0C, and V1 is the matrix C here. You can see the matrix multiplied with the A1 into U. So A1 into U gives 4.9 times 3. It will give 4.9, 3.5. So if you can see here, it is the same vector U, but it is stretched. Now if I change the value of C here, what happens? See, it stretches either in the positive axis or negative axis. When C is negative, it stretches in the opposite direction. When C is positive, it stretches in the same direction. So stretching means pulling the vector. So that is what happens here. So this is the first operation, stretching operation. Now we will see the next operation, that is the rotation operation. So rotation operation means we want a vector like this, 0, minus 1, 1, 0. So what happens if you multiply that one with x1 and x2? X2 becomes negative and comes to the position of x1 and x1 goes to the position of x2. So how it will look in the space, we will see that one. So u is this vector, so I will hide v1 for the time being. So this is the vector u. Now I have taken a2 here. If you can see here, a2 is 0, minus 1, 1, 0. That is the rotation matrix, and v2 is a2 times u. So if you see that one, it is rotated by 90 degree. Okay, now whatever may be the value of u, so u is now u1, u2, 3.5, 2.5. I may vary this one. See, the v2 always keeps that angle of 90 degree. So a vector is transformed by 90 degree if you multiply with the 0, minus 1, 1, 0. This is very important. These fundamental transforms are very important. Okay, so this is about rotation. Now the next operation is reflection. So reflection is actually you have to multiply with the 0, 1, 1, 0. Actually identity matrix is 1, 0, 0, 1. Now it is the permutation. Actually you are changing the columns or rows. R2 interchanges with R1, so you will get this one, or C1 interchanges with the C2, so you will get this one. Now what happens if you multiply 0, 1 into 1, 0, x1, x2 becomes x2, x1. That is why it is called a reflection. Why? Because it is reflection. The position changes of x1 and x2. We will see this one in the vector space. So I will hide the vector v2 now, and I have the vector u here. I will place it in the first quadrant by changing the value of, okay. So this is in the first quadrant now. Now I am changing the axis for the plotting the axis. I am defining a3 as 0, 1, 1, 0. That is what I require, and I will plot a line which is the axis for mirror, right? Since it is a reflection, the reflection will come after. So this red line is considered as the mirror. So if vector is here, the reflection will be in the other direction. So we will see whether we are getting that one. So I am multiplying v3 with the a3 into u. So v3 should be the reflection of u. So it is clear that the angle between red line and u and the angle between red line and v3 will be same here. So if I change the value of u, the reflection also will changes accordingly. You can see here I am just changing the value of u. If u becomes bigger, v also becomes bigger, and if u goes away, v also goes away. So see here. So it's just a reflection. Okay. I can change the direction of reflection also. U can be on the left side and then v goes to the right side. So just it is a reflection about the axis y equal to x. Okay, so this is the next operation. And the last one is the projection. So what is projection? Projection is just the shadow of particular vector on x-axis or y-axis. That is called a projection. So it is obtained by, if you want x-axis, put only x component and make the y component 0 here. So that will be 1, 0, 0, 0 into x1, x2 gives only x1 component, and the y component becomes a 0. So it will be the projection over x-axis. If you want the other way, this will be 0, this will be 1, and you will get 0 x2, means you will get only the x2 component or the y component. So we will see this one in the simulation. So I will hide this one. I don't want this axis and v3. Now I am going to project on x-axis. This is the u I have now. So v4 is a4 times u. So you can see here the projection of u. Now if I change the value of u, u1 and u2 I am going to change. The v4 just changes, but it remains in the x-axis alone. It is not changing from the x-axis. So it is actually, see here, perfectly aligns. As it moves on, the v4 remains same. Okay, so this is the component of x. So what if I want the y component? I have to consider the matrix A5, which is 0, 0, 0, 1, and A5 times u gives 0, 5. So I'll plot that one also. So this is y component along like this. If I change this one, y component changes. If I change like this, so if I give both of them v4 and v5 together, it gives the resolution of vector. This might you have studied in lower classes. A vector can be resolved into two components, x component as well as y component. One is cos theta component, another one is a sin theta component. Okay, so these four are the fundamental transformations. They are stretching, rotation, and reflection and projection. So these are the matrices required for the transformations. Now, general transformations, any transformation other than this can be represented with the matrix A, and if you know Ax for each vector in basis, so we have studied what a basis means. Basis is a set of vectors whose linear combination spans the entire vector space, right? So any vector in the space can be obtained from the basis vectors. So then we know Ax for each vector in the entire space. So if you know Ax for basis, then you can get the Ax for any vector space. So how it is possible? Example, consider if x is any vector which is the linear combination of basis x1, x2, etc., xn, then Ax is nothing but c1 ax1, c etc., cn axn. So as we said, if we know the vector for basis, so this is the transformation for first basis, this is the transformation for second basis. So otherwise we can say that the columns of this one, this becomes the columns of the operator A, transformation A. So as an example, we can consider two-dimensional space where the bases are, the standard bases are 1, 0 and 0, 1. So you can write any number, for example 3 or 3, 2, vector 3, 2 if you want, 3, 2. So 3, 2 is nothing but 3 x1 plus 2 x2. Is this correct? 3 times x1 means 3 is 0, plus 2 times x2 means 0, 2. So 3 plus 0, 3, and 2 plus 0 plus 2, that will be 2. So vector 3, 2 can be obtained by this operation. Okay, so given, for example, one transformation changes 1, 0 to 1, 4, 5 and transforms the second basis to 1, 1, 3. Then what is the transformation? Is actually the columns makes a matrix, like A equal to the first column and second column combined together makes a matrix. Now this A is the linear transformation which we require. So if any general matrix, for example 2, 3 is taken, so what is the transformation of 2, 3? You have to do Ax. So transformation Y is equal to A times X, that is 1, 1, 4, 1, 5, 3 into 2, 3. So what you will get, 1 into 2, 1 plus 1 into 3, so 2 plus 3, 5, then 4 into 2, 8, plus 3, 11, and 5 into 2, 10, plus 3 into 3, 9, 19. So this is the transformation for 2, 3. So what we knew is the transformation for 1, 0 we knew, 0, 1 we knew. We can identify the transformation for 2, 3. That will be, because 2, 3 is the linear combination of 1, 0 and 0, 1. So that is why it should be the linear combination of 1, 4, 5 and 1, 1, 3. So it will be 5, 11, 19. So that much easy is the task. So now we will consider another example, differentiation and integration as a linear transformation. Now consider third degree polynomial. What is third degree polynomial? A polynomial which consists of the terms 1, x, x square or x cube. So the polynomials are linear combinations of these four elements, 1 or x square or x cube. So if any vector in polynomial space is a linear combination of these elements always, then what are these things are called? These things will become the basis. So according to the definition of basis, any element in the space is the linear combination of these elements. So here these are the elements which makes any combination. For example, if you have a polynomial given as x cube plus 3x square plus 2x plus 5, which is a third degree polynomial because the highest degree is 3. Okay. Now for this one, how it becomes a linear combination of these elements? Because x cube can be written as 1 times x cube. So this is C1. C1 is equal to 1. And 3x square is written as 3 times x square. So C2. 2 times x. So this is 2 is C3. And 5 is given as 5 times 1. So 5 is C4. So what is actually, if this is written as basis 1 E1, E2, E3 or E4, or we can use the notation P1, P2, P3, P4 since it is a polynomial basis. So it will be 1 P4, C1 P4 plus C2 P3 like that. It is a linear combination of these elements. That is why polynomial space is also a vector space. Now if you want to find the differentiation of this one, you might require the differentials, right? In control system and signal sense system, you are dealing with the differential of polynomials, especially polynomials of S in Laplace transform. So we have to do that one. So if you do that operation in matrix form as a linear transformation, it will be easier. So we'll see how to do that one. So consider this is the P3 is the vector space. Why I consider P3 as the vector space? Because the highest degree is 3. So vector space is represented capital P3. So their bases are P1 1, P2 is T, P3 is T square and P4 is T cube. Instead of X I am using T. Okay, any variable can be used. Now if I take the d by dt operation, what is the d by dt of P1? So if A is the operator corresponding to d by dt, then A P1. So what is the derivative of 1? It will be 0. What is the derivative of P2? It will be 1, which is nothing but P1. What is the derivative of P3? That will be 2t. So I can write 2 times P2. What is the derivative of P4? That will be 3t square. T square is P3. So I can substitute that. I will get 3P3. Now still these are in the polynomial form, not in a vector form, right? If it is a vector form only, that we can relate it to matrices, but still we can write this one in a vector form. So AP1 is 0, right? AP1 is 0. So how I can write that one? AP1 as 0. AP1 is 0, right? So how I can write, instead of that, AP1 is equal to P1 corresponding to P1 it is 0. Anyhow remaining all elements are 0. That is why I am putting a column matrix of zeros. Now what is AP2? AP2 is actually P1. AP2 is equal to P1. So I have to take P1 as the coefficient of P1 is 1 and all other coefficients are 0, right? So AP2 will be P1 into 1 0 0 0. Okay, so it is a linear transformation. This is the basis for that one. The transformation is 1 0 0 0. Now what is AP3? So this is the basis. Transformation on the basis gives a, so what is AP3? You got 2P2, right? So I can write 0 2. That is why the coefficient of P2 is 2. That is why I am putting in the second element. So P2 into 0 2 0 0. All the elements are other P3 and P4, everything is 0. P1, P3, P4 are 0. That is why only P2 element is there. Now what is AP4? AP4 was 3P3. So for the position corresponding to 3, that will be 3 and everything is 0. Now I can write the matrix A. So what is A? A is actually 0 1 0 0 0 0 2 0 0 0 0 3 and all elements are 0 here. Actually it is a 3-dimensional because only pivot elements comes in these 3 elements, all other remains. So after differentiation a 4-dimensional space becomes 3-dimensional space, right? So we will verify how this one will help on any polynomial. Can you, using this one, can you find a differential of any given polynomial? So we'll see as an example, you have to find the differential of x cube plus 3x square plus 2x plus 5. So here this is the first basis 5p1, 2p2, this is x square is p3, x cube is p4, right? So how I can write? I have to find the transformation of p1 is 5, p2 is 2 times p2, and for the coefficient of p3 will be 3, and the coefficient of this one will be 1. So in this order you have to write. So a into 5, 2, 3, 1. So if you do that operation, a is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3 and 0, 0, 0, 2 into 5, 2, 3, 1. If you multiply, what you will get? 0, 1, 0, 0 into 5 means it will be 2. 0, 0, 2, 0 is 6 because 2 into 3 will be 6, and 3 into 1 will be 3, and last column is 0, so this will be 0 only. So I have only 3 elements in this one, and the next element is 0. So 2, 6, 3. Now what is this 2 is actually is the coefficient of p1, means constant. This is the coefficient of p2. What is p2? p2 is x. This is the coefficient of p3. What is p3? p3 is x square. So from this one only I can write 3 times x square plus 6 times x plus 2 will be the derivative, right? You can check this one manually also without doing this one. So you may have a doubt why we have when we have a direct relations like this one, but when you map these things to computer, for example MATLAB does this operation. MATLAB is a software which doesn't by heart these things. Derivative of x cube is 3x square. No, it uses a matrix like this and multiplies the polynomial to this one, and you will get this one. Okay, so what is the derivative of x cube? 3x square, correct, right? 3 into 2, 6x, and 2 into derivative of x is 1, so 2. So from this also I can write. So this also remains the same. So this operation is written as a linear combination in this one, because computers can do the linear operation, not the differential operator. So this is about differentiation. Now for integration, we know the same thing. Now integration, you know that if you take the integral of t cube, it will go out 3t raised to 4. So we want one more basis for the result part or the range part. So it will be transformation from p3 to p4, capital P3 to capital P4, means polynomial space of third degree to the polynomial space of fourth degree. In the previous example, it was a transformation from P3 to P2. In this case, it will be the transformation from P3 to P4. Okay, so here we want P1, P2, P3 and P4 are the bases, and P5 is required for the next term. So action for integral a P1, that is the integral of 1 will be t, right? So that will be P2, and integral t will be t square by 2. T square is nothing but P3, so P3 by 2. Integral of P3, that is t square is t cube by 3, so it will be P4 by 3, and integral of t cube will be t raised to 4 by 4. Now t raised to 4 is P5, so that is why P5 by 4. So these are the four integrals. Now we can represent as a matrix. So here P2, so the coefficient of P2 is only 1 and remaining all the coefficients are 0. So if you can here see, here there are 5 elements since it maps to P4. Okay, now next one, AP2 is coefficient of P3 is half, that is why the third element is half and remaining everything is 0. And AP3 is equal to P4 by 3, so the coefficient of P4 is 1 by 3 and everything is 0. and AP4 is P5 1 by 4, so the coefficient of P5 is 1 by 4 and everything is 0. Now if you represent that as a matrix, all the columns constitute this one, so the first row will be 0 and everything comes here now, because there is no first element here. Now if you multiply with the same way this one which we have used earlier, that is the function we have used is x cube plus 3x square plus 2x plus 5, or it is represented as 5 2 3 1. So we are going to use the same here again. So a will be multiplied with the 5 2 3 1. So that is x cube plus 3x square plus 2x plus 5. So if you multiply, you will get 0 into everything becomes 0, and 1 into 2 becomes 5, and 1 5, and everything is 0. Half into 2 will be 1, and 1 by 3 into 3 will be 1, and 1 by 4 into 1 will be 1 by 4. Now if you represent, this will be 1, this is x square, this is the coefficient of x cube, and this is the coefficient of x raised to 4, and this can be written as 1 by 4 x raised to 4 plus 1 x cube plus 1 x square plus 5x plus 0 into 1, so 0. So this is how we do the integration, similar to differentiation. Now we will see a problem. So the problem is from the cubics, that is a third degree polynomial P3, to the fourth degree polynomial P4, what matrix representation represents the multiplication by 2 plus 3t. Now the columns of 5 by 4a become, for applying the transformation, 1t, t square and t cube. So it is not differentiation, not integration, just multiplying by 2 plus 3t is the operation. Now we will see how it happens. So bases are P1 is equal to 1, P2 is equal to t, and P3 is equal to t square, as we took earlier. We took P5 equal to T4 because it maps to the P3 to P4, that is why we want that also. Now action for multiplying with the 2 plus 3 2 is first one, 2 plus 3t into P1, that is 1 will be 2 plus 3t. Now 2 is 2 into 1, so I can write 2 P1. 3t is 3 into t, so t is P2, so I can write 3 P2. So the coefficient of P1 is 2 and the coefficient of P2 is 3, so in vector form it will be 2 3 0 0 0. Now AP2 is what? AP2 is t 2 plus 3t into t, so 2t plus 3t square, so t is P2, so 2 P2, t square is P3, so 3 P3, so coefficient of P2 is 2, coefficient of P3 is 3, so I can write 0 2 3 0 0. Coefficient of P1 is 0, and all other except these two, everything is 0. Now AP3 you can predict 2t square plus 3t cube, because t square into this one 2 plus 3t, so 2t square plus 3t cube, so that will be t square is P3 and t cube is P4, so it will be 2 P3 plus 3 P4. Coefficient of P3 is 2 and coefficient of P4 is 3, so if you write it as 0 0 2 3 0, and the last one AP4 will be 2t cube plus 3t4, and it will be 2p4 plus 3p5, and can be written as 0 0 0 2 3, similar to these operations. Now the matrix is A 2 3 0 0 0 2 3 0 0 0 0 2 3 0 and 0 0 0 2 3. Now if you multiply 2 plus 3x with the 5 plus 2x, you will get this equation. We will see this one as a linear transformation, whether we are getting the same using the matrix multiplication. So we will do that one. Here we will take A as the same, this one, A comes here, and x is nothing but 5 2 3 1, so x is 5 2 3 1, so multiply this one, 2 into 5 plus 0 into everything becomes 10, so 3 into 5 15 plus 2 into 2 4, so 3 4 19, then 6 plus 6 12, and 0 3 plus 9 plus 2 11, and here it will be 3 into 1, that will be 3. So you get these values by multiplying. Check this one, this is the coefficient of x raised to 4, 11 is the coefficient of x cube, 12 is the coefficient of x square, 19 is the coefficient of x, and 10 is the coefficient of 1. So you will get the same equation. So this is done by linear operation, this is done by polynomial multiplication. Now polynomial multiplication can be mapped as a linear transformation, right? So these are the linear operations, some of the linear transformations using matrices. So why this is required is simple. The computer can do this multiplication, cannot do this multiplication. So number multiplication they can do. So polynomials can be represented as matrices. Then, so best example is MATLAB. Okay, so this is about today's topic. Thank you.